Disney Parks blog dropped their foodie guide for Epcot's Festival of the Arts this week. We'll be covering that and everything that's coming to the festival this year. Hello and welcome to the Let's Go to Disney podcast. I'm Oliver.
And I'm Lucy.
Today is Sunday, January 12th, and you're listening to episode 70, Overview of the 2025 Festival of the Arts. Before we get into today's main topic, here's what's going on in the parks right now. We finally got the foodie guide for the Festival of the Arts for this year's festival, which we'll be getting into in today's episode. Disney announced its 2025-2026 Run Disney event lineup for the rest of the year into the next. The Wine and Dine Half Marathon weekend will be October 23rd through 26th, 2025. Registration for that opens for Run Disney Club members on February 4th of this year and February 11th for everyone else. The 2026 Walt Disney World Marathon weekend, which is actually happening right now in the park, that was January 8th, and it wraps up today on the 12th. Well, next year it's going to be January 7th to 11th, and registration for that opens on March 4th of this year for Run Disney Club members and March 11th for everyone else. The 2026 Disney Princess Half Marathon weekend will be February 26th through March 2nd. Registration opens for Club Run Disney members on June 17th and June 24th for everyone else. And lastly, the 2026 Run Disney Springtime Surprise weekend will be April 16th through 19th, and registration opens on July 22nd for Club Run Disney members and July 29th for everyone else.
So with us, it's pretty much been status quo from last week. We met with the company finishing our basement this week and selected all of our finishings. So everything going in the bathroom down there, plus the carpet in the rest of the basement, doors, handles, paint, pretty much everything is picked. So
exactly.
Doing this has got us really excited. It's helped us give us an idea of exactly what it's going to look like down there. So we're really pumped to get this renovation started.
Yeah, agreed 100%. Like picking all the, the colors and like the vanity in the basement and all that stuff. And like the, the shower head and the handles and everything. It was really exciting.
We went completely different with this bathroom than our other bathrooms. So that's pretty exciting too.
Yeah, 100%. It's going to look fresh down there. It's going to be new and shiny and all that good stuff.
Absolutely.
And something funny that happened this week. Friends of ours that we've talked about before heading down to Walt Disney World later this month. We got together this week and we were just chatting about lightning lanes and park day itineraries and, that kind of thing. And we realized that not only are we there at the same time, we're on the same flight out of Regina, literally the same flight. We're both checking into Art of Animation on the 31st. I knew their trip was around this time, but I'd forgotten exactly what the exact dates were. And I just found that funny, but really it's not all that serendipitous because there's only one direct flight out of Regina to Orlando per week. Otherwise, you're going through Calgary or Toronto. We're also on the same return flight as well the following Friday, which is February 7th. But I'm bouncing around, between a few resorts during that time, and they're coming down as a family with their two kids, so I won't bother them on their trip, but I'm excited for them. I know that they're going to be having a blast, so it's exciting for them. It's their first time down there.
And you'll be right next door to them if they ever do have questions since you've become a pro. I'm
sure
they actually might take comfort in that.
Exactly. I'm like, shoot me a text if you have any questions or anything on the fly.
They probably will. It can be overwhelming your first time.
No doubt.
So with that said, let's get into today's main topic, which is the EPCOT's Festival of the Arts for 2025. We anticipated that the foodie guide would drop earlier this week, and sure enough, it did this Wednesday. So as always, there are many returning snacks from last year, as well as some new offerings that'll be worth trying as well. We're going to go over the available offerings at the Festival of the Arts and what you can expect to be able to see and experience if this festival happens to line up with your trip. Festival of the Arts kicks off on January 17th, which is this coming Friday, and it's going to run through to February 24th. This is just over 5 weeks, and despite that, it's not actually Epcot's shortest festival, believe it or not. That award usually goes to the Festival of the Holidays, which just wrapped up a couple of weeks ago. That usually runs the end of November to the end of December. Every festival has its emphasis on something, and quite obviously, it's art at the Festival of Arts.
Yeah, 100%. And, we watch other content creators, and AJ from Disney Food Blog, she always calls it farts.
Yeah,
and that's stuck in our house too. We call it farts all the time. And Festival of the Arts is the shortest festival, like Lucy said. And realistically, it's a festival that's the least attended out of all the festival. And that's just because the time of year that it falls, right? So it starts fairly late in January this year into the third week. The New Year's crowds have already departed, as well as the crowds from the Run Disney Marathon weekend, which, like we said, is the 8th to the 12th, so that's wrapping up right away. Historically, this time, mid-January to February is overall less crowded than the time encapsulated by the other festivals. So for comparison, Flower and Garden runs March through May, right? So smack dab in the middle of the spring break season. Food and Wine will start slow towards the end of August, but it picks up steam as the Halloween crowds start in September and October. And of course, Festival of the Holidays has a hugely, it has the big crowds of the holiday season. It's probably the most crowded.
I would say so, yeah.
And having said that, this one FARTS, right, or Festival of the Arts, is still a festival with a lot of offerings that are worth checking out if you're here during that time.
Yeah, I agree completely. So with that, what exactly can you expect to experience at the festival? Let's explore that a little bit further. One of the offerings that you'll be able to experience at the Festival of the Arts is a paint by numbers mural, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's essentially a massive mural that gets filled in by park guests, and the end product is a colorful, massive mural created by park guests that is usually themed to EPCOT in some way, shape, or form. So to take part in this, all you have to do is head to the Expression section, which is located on the walkway between the World Showcase and the Imagination Pavilion. You'll check in at the booth there, and cast members will give you a small container of paint, a paintbrush, and a number. You'll then take your paint and go fill in a few squares that match the number you've been given, and it's important to just fill in a few squares so that as many guests as possible will be able to participate in this. You'll also be given a long, thin sheet that shows exactly how the mural will look like when it's completed, which is actually a really nice keepsake to take with you because
agreed, 100%.
You won't be able to probably stay to see the end result.
Yeah.
So for the most part, I would think.
Yeah.
So the experience is available from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily during the festival, but fair warning, inclement weather will obviously put a damper on this experience. If it's raining cats and dogs, you won't be able to contribute until the weather improves.
No, exactly. Absolutely. Another thing you're going to be able to experience is to meet and greet with talented Disney artists and get a look at some of their work as well. Around the park, there will be displays showcasing some of the artists' work, and you're going to be able to kind of stroll around at your leisure, appreciating the talent and work that these talented artists are doing, right? Some of the artists that will be around the park this year are Greg McCullough, who will be doing a live painting inspired by the festival logo for the year, which is Figment, and Shen and Ashley Taylor, who made companion pieces of Anna and Elsa, Josie Tasso, who will be showcasing some of her Disney artwork, including a Moana-themed piece, and then Darren Wilson, who is a Disney cast member and artist. His collection includes art depicting Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. Larissa Brown will also be there. Her art showcases bold and expressive colors, as well as Rob Kaz, who is an oil painter whose work was chosen for this year's official festival poster. There will be many, many more artists throughout the festival at different times, but these are the artists that have been announced so far. And more artists will come as the festival approaches.
And it wouldn't be an Epcot festival without a good old scavenger hunt. So returning this year is the Figments brush with the Masters Scavenger Hunt. Just like the other hunts throughout the year and at the other festivals, you buy a map and stickers from one of the merchandise locations in the parks, namely the Creation Shop, Port of Entry, or World Traveler. So the cost of this is $9.99 per map and sticker sheet, which is actually a modest price to keep your kids and, let's say it, frankly, yourself busy while you're getting around the World Showcase. This hunt will have you look for Figment inside art inspired by world-famous works at each of the pavilion around the World Showcase. There will also be a Figment-themed picture frame in each country. Each time you locate Figment, you're going to match your sticker with the corresponding pavilion replicated on your map. So when you're done, you turn in your completed map at the Disney Traders, Creation Shop, or World Traveler, and you'll be given a prize for your efforts. And don't worry, if you can't or don't complete the hunt, you can definitely still hand in your map to redeem your prize. This is a good option for parents who have littles in tow and are just wanting to slow down in the World Showcases to experience some of those snacks at the food booths or the food studios, as they are referred to in this festival.
Yeah, 100%. Like if you're with your kids and you want to either take part in the wonderful walk of colorful cuisine or you just, there's something that's caught your eye and you want to try it.
You want to slow down.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good way just to keep your kids busy and looking for these, these Figment frames while you're doing that. You're waiting in line and enjoying the food or whatever it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
There are other offerings that you're going to see around the World Showcase during the festival as well. So on the bridge that leads to the entrance to the World Showcase from the front of the park, you're going to have kids chalk art. So your littles are going to be able to pick up chalk and make their own art pieces on the Epcot walkway, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
This is also available from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. And same thing, it's subject to inclement weather for obvious reasons. You're also going to be able to spot chalk drawings of beloved Disney characters all around the World Showcase. So Disney artists are actually going to be making these, and these are unreal. It's almost a shame when it rains because then they get washed out because they're so good. So think like Abu, Jiminy Cricket, among many, many others. You're also going to see some of these on the walls and on the ground around the World Showcase. So keep your eyes peeled for those. They're fun to find. Again, that's something fun for your kids to be on the lookout for, right? To keep them occupied. There are also photo ops with PhotoPass cast members to take your photo across the World Showcase in the park. These photo ops feature an artistic backdrop from famous works of art from across the world, themed to the location that they're in. So at the International Gateway, you're going to find a luncheon of the boating party by Pierre-Auguste Renoir. At the American Adventure Pavilion, there's Washington Crossing the Delaware by Emmanuel Gottlieb Lutze. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. Between Italy and the Germany pavilions, there will be a Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa photo op display. On the bridge, the World Showcase, you're going to have Mary Poppins and Sleeping Beauty themed photo ops. And lastly, near Journey of Water inspired by Moana, there's going to be a Moana photo shoot, right? Makes sense. A reminder that even though there are PhotoPass cast members at each of these kind of photo op places, if you ask, they will take a photo with like your cell phone or your camera, right? They will do that. All you need to do is ask, and they're happy to do that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So don't be shy to ask. They'll be more than happy to do that, like Oliver said. They are very easygoing.
Yeah, 100%.
So some other things that will be popping up around the park during the festivals are artists painting in real time. So at the World Showcase Plaza, Thursday through Sunday, you'll see artists put together Disney characters in just a few minutes. So showtimes will be posted on the My Disney Experience app, so make sure you check that out on the day of your visit. You'll also be able to enjoy musical performances here at the plaza as well. So times are also going to be posted on the My Disney Experience app. And you'll also be able to spot some chalk artists at work. So these artists are going to be working on the canvas that is the EPCOT concrete on the bridge leading to the World Showcase. They will be making art on a rotational basis. And then again, check the My Disney Experience app to see when they will be hard at work during your visit.
Yeah, 100%. And over at the America Gardens Theater, you're going to have two offerings throughout the festival as well. So the first is the Animation Academy. This is not unlike the animation experience at the Conservation Station at Animal Kingdom. So for this experience, you're going to learn to draw a specific Disney character during a session led by a Disney animator. The artists that will be featured during this year's festival are Luke Consolo, Matthew DeWater, Justin Dring, Will Gay, Hannah Laughlin, Alex Mayer, Michael Montgomery, Sarah Schmidt, and Lon Smart. This will happen daily at both 12:30 and 1:30 p.m. throughout the festival. And then, of course, the main show at the America Gardens Theater throughout the festival is the Broadway Concert Series. So these shows happen 3 times a night throughout the festival. Broadway stars will perform songs from the Disney films and Broadway productions from hits like Aladdin, Frozen, The Lion King, Mary Poppins, Tarzan, Newsies, among others. Showtimes are 5:30, 6:45, and 8 p.m. You can also get dining packages for the shows as well. So this is where you're going to dine at one of the EPCOT restaurants and pay a little bit more to have a guaranteed seat at one of the evening's performances. Prices vary depending on where you dine, of course, with ranges starting at $39 on the low end if you're eating at Regal Eagle and $106 on the high end for places like Le Cellier.
And then Disney also announced the show schedule for the festival, and here are the performers that will be featured during the show. Patty Murin and John Riddle from Frozen will perform on January 17th, 19th, 20th, 23rd, 25th, and 27th. Casey Levy from Frozen and Yolani Remy from The Lion King will perform January 18th, 21st, 22nd, 24th, 26th, 29th, and 30th. And Adam Jacobs and Josh Strickland from Tarzan will perform on January 31st, February 2nd, 3rd, 6th, 8th, and 11th. Ashley Brown from Mary Poppins and Alton Fitzgerald White from The Lion King will perform February 1st, 4th, 5th, 7th, 9th, 12th, and 13th. Michael James Scott from Aladdin and Kissy Simmons from The Lion King will perform on February 14th, 16th, 20th, 23rd, and 24th. And then lastly, Rodney Ingram from Aladdin and Kara Lindsay from Newsies will perform February 15th, 18th, 19th, 21st, 22nd, and 24th.
Yeah, exactly. And several of these artists are going to overlap with my trip, obviously, right? So I'm going to have to look ahead and figure out who I'd like to see most and work around that. I can always pop into Epcot, for one of these evening shows if I'm not already there. And it's more than likely going to be like Ashley Brown or Alton Fitzgerald White or Adam Jacobs and Josh Strickland that I end up seeing, is simply because that's the performers that are featured pretty much like every night that overlaps my trip, right? And last but certainly not least are the food studios. So just like the other festivals throughout the year, there will be food booths. Disney calls these food studios for this festival, right? So all over the park in the World Showcase, you're going to see these. Each festival has eats themed to that festival. So of course, it's art-inspired cuisine for Festival of the Arts. And each festival has a food scavenger hunt. For this festival, it's a wonderful block of colorful cuisine. At Festival of the Holidays, it's a cookie stroll. For Flower and Gardens, the Garden Graze. And for Food and Wine, it's Emile's Fromage Montage. Usually, right?
Yeah, usually.
To participate, you can purchase select dishes at the various food booths or food studios and collect stamps in your festival passport that you can pick up pretty much anywhere in the park, including the food booths themselves. Every time you purchase an eligible dish, you collect your stamp at the back of the passport. Once you've collected 5 dishes, you can redeem it for a prize, which is usually another treat themed to the festival in like some way, shape, or form, right? This year, the redemption booth is over at Deco Delights, but we're not sure what the price will be yet, so stay tuned for that. Either way, it's a fun way to experience different dishes at the festival that you may or may not have tried, right? Depending on what your tastes are and what you normally go for. That's the thing about the stroll or whatever you want to call it, is that though the dishes that are on it, which is usually 8, and you select at least 5
That's
of those.
right, yeah.
It's not necessarily stuff you'd normally go for.
No,
so it might
so true.
encourage you to try something that you wouldn't necessarily have tried, and you might really like it.
I'm pretty sure there's a good handful, if not more, that we have been like, oh, I wouldn't have tried that, but it's on this. Yeah, it's on the stroll, so let's do it. And yeah, absolutely.
And of course, they're not
the best.
Yeah, they're not all winners. Sometimes we've been a little bit disappointed, but for the most part, they're pretty good.
We've never had anything that's like, ugh, disgusting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Agreed.
absolutely.
Yeah.
We always participate in this because we love snacking, and it's really a fun way to add to your Epcot day. Dishes that are part of the wonderful walk are marked with a little painter's palette, and that's how you're going to know that these are included. They are also marked on the menu at the various booths across the park as well. Another thing that we like to do as well is pick up a festival gift card. Now, these are Disney gift cards, and while they're physically smaller and are themed to the festival, they work like any other Disney gift card, and you don't need to use the funds at the festival. You can use it anywhere where Disney gift cards are accepted. So this year, the small rectangular features Figment on a yellow background with a purple Festival of the Arts wrist strap.
Yeah, you know what? I can't remember if there's anything left on our food and wine gift cards. I'm going to have to bring it with me on this trip and see if it's out.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm going to grab one of these. It's a convenient way to cap your spending, right? And like we said, you can always use it anywhere else on property as well. So, if you have money left over, if you're not sure, just take it with you to like Disney Springs or whatever. You can use it to, at World of Disney to buy whatever.
Absolutely.
Like I said, you're not limited to the festival booth.
Yeah, I cannot remember if we drained it or not. You'll definitely have to bring it with you.
Yeah, and if there is money on it, it's not going to be a lot.
No.
It's like under $10 for sure.
Agreed.
Yeah. So like we said at the start of the episode, Disney Parks blog just dropped their foodie guide for the festival. So without further ado, let's explore what's on the menu for this year, starting in the World Celebration at the new Opening Bites Food Studio. So this new for this year booth is located at Communicore Plaza. The menu features a soft shell crab slider with green papaya slaw and mango ketchup on a toasted brioche bun. They will also have a cheddar and chive scone with smoked salmon salad, topped with crème fraîche and caviar. They will also have the Enchanted Rose, which is a milk chocolate rose with raspberry and rose center. And you guys, this is probably the most visually beautiful dish at this festival. I'm calling it early. It literally looks like a rose and it's so pretty. I'm definitely going to be trying this one because not only is it like a nice, visually appealing treat, but it's on the wonderful walk of colorful cuisine. So consider it purchased, right? And then for beverages, they're going to have 3 beers that you can have in a beer flight, 2 champagne options, a Cabernet Sauvignon, and a Chardonnay.
So over at the Connections Eatery Food Studio, there's going to be a Figment liege waffle with an ube filling. This one looks really cute as well, but I'm not sure if you're going to end up getting that one.
I don't think I will because it's not on the wonderful walk and there's a ton of other good options to choose from and I'm going to be alone.
Yeah, I agree. And you will have to think about that. That's true. I'm always with you usually, so you're going to think of your stomach.
No, exactly. I'm going to have to be super strategic.
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely. They're also going to have the Imagination Lemonade, which is a Minute Maid premium lemonade topped with butterfly PT and lavender, which is a non-alcoholic drink, but you can actually get this in a spiked version with vodka if you prefer.
Yeah, exactly. Another new for this year booth is the Fictional Victuals Food Studio, which is near the refreshment station. If you're not sure where that is, it's essentially the space between Test Track and the Creations Shop. They will have the squid ink pasta with lump crab, truffle cream and shaved truffle, charred octopus with crushed fingerling potatoes, Kalamata olives, capers, and romesco sauce. And for a sweet treat, they'll have the black cocoa brownie with ube ice cream, coral tuile, and a sponge cake. I don't know about the savory options here, okay? That might be a little bit much for me.
I was making a face as he was reading them. But, we're adventurous, but to a certain extent.
It's like the squid and the octopus. It's just, I'll eat pretty much anything, but I'm just not
sea creatures.
I'm not a big fan of that stuff. But that dessert does look pretty good. I would more than likely try that. For beverages, they'll have the butterscotch milkshake with chocolate garnish, the Three Daughters Brewing Barrel aged cognac porter, and the Boyd & Blair Outis Fathom, which is made with lime juice, simple syrup, juniper, and Boyd & Blair vodka.
So still in the same area near the refreshment station, we've got the Deconstructed Dish Food Studio. They are going to have the deconstructed BLT with pork belly, soft poached egg, onion bread pudding, watercress espuma, and tomato jam. And then they're also going to have the deconstructed key lime pie with flexible key lime curd, key lime mousse, graham cracker cake, and meringue. This is a wonderful walk item that is returning from last year.
Yeah, I'll definitely be trying this one for sure because I saw it last year and I didn't get to try it. So it's definitely going to be top of my list for this year.
Absolutely. And then for beverages, they will have the deconstructed strawberry mint julep with frozen mint, simple syrup, and a strawberry puree, which is non-alcoholic, but you can get this version spiked with bourbon. And they will also have the Wicked Weed Brewing Black Canvas Belgian Blonde Witbier.
The names of these drinks sometimes, eh? Yeah.
That took a lot out of me.
And rounding out the food studios in this area, you've got the Craftsman Courtyard. So they're going to have a beef Wellington-inspired croissant supreme with a cream spinach croissant pinwheel, mushroom gorgonzola ragu, mustard grilled flank steak, red wine sauce, and pickled mustard seeds, which looks and sounds really tasty, especially on a colder day. And it has been cold. So if it's cold when I'm there, I'm definitely going to try that. You also have the cast iron roasted PEI mussels with sauteed tomatoes, garlic, and fresh herbs, and the roasted bone marrow with onion, marmalade, pickled mushrooms, and petite lettuce. For drinks, they have the Brew Dog Black Heart Nitro Oatmeal Stout and the Coffee Old Fashioned Cocktail made with Joffrey's Cold Brew, simple syrup, orange bitters, and bourbon. That actually sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it does actually. So over inside the Odyssey Pavilion, you're going to find Figment's Inspiration Station Food Studio. They will have the Raspberry Pastry Tart, which is a sugar cookie with raspberry and lemon cream cheese filling. That's new for this year, and it is a wonderful walk item.
Yeah, it actually looks like a Pop-Tart.
Yeah, well, it sounds like a Pop-Tart too.
Lunchbox, but maybe a little bit smaller.
Yeah, exactly. They will have, again this year, the popular rainbow cake topped with freeze-dried popped Skittles. Very unique.
Yeah.
So for beverages, they have the Figment Imagination Lemonade with your choice of flavor. They also will have 3 different flavored ciders from Three Daughters Brewing that you can get in a flight. And then they're also going to have 3 beers from 81 Bay Brewing that you can also get in a flight.
Yeah, they like their flights here.
Yes, they do.
And moving into the World Showcase now, over in the Mexico Pavilion, you have the El Artista Hambriento Food Studio. The menu will feature the carne asada, which is ancho marinated beef sirloin with pasilla chile sauce, grilled queso fresco, nopales salad, and chicharron dust.
Oh, that sounds so good. You have to get
100%,
that one. You have to get like 2 of those.
Listen to this too. The croqueta, which is a chipotle chicken and chorizo croquette and chipotle salsa with chipotle aioli, avocado mousse, and truffle oil.
Honestly, Mexican food
I know,
is like
each
my
time.
favorite.
And you know, for sweet, they have the natilla de maíz, which is creamy corn custard with caramelized sugar. For drinks, they have the Mexican craft beer, the Floridita cocktail made with Centinela Blanco tequila, citrus juice, orange liqueur, and grapefruit soda with a hint of Aperol, and the Strawberry Fields margarita made with Tromba Blanco tequila, Dos Hombres mezcal, strawberry puree, and blackcurrant liqueur. Like Lucy said, right? We've said this before, and you've likely heard other creators say the same thing. The offerings at the Mexico booth are consistently some of the best of the fest.
Solid options every single time. You will not be disappointed.
Usually the food is really good. The desserts are usually not as good. They're not bad. There's just so much sweet stuff at EPCOT.
I would go with savory.
But their savory stuff is just always so good.
But even just on a regular day, we love eating at the Mexico Pavilion.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
You know, like the restaurants there and everything.
Absolutely.
So good.
Agreed.
And then over at the Painted Panda Food Studio in the China Pavilion, you have the General Tao Chicken Shumei, which is a dumpling filled with chicken, potato, onion, and water chestnut topped with a General Tao sauce. Hargo, which is shrimp dumplings with pumpkin puree and a drizzle of chili oil. And they also have the egg tart made with Hong Kong-style egg custard. This looks kind of like a butter tart for Canadians, because Americans don't have butter tarts. That's a very Canadian dish, a butter tart. But we know that this actually doesn't taste like a butter tart, so that would be definitely misleading to go into it thinking that.
Agreed.
But it definitely could be really good. Just unlikely that you're probably going to try it. That's not really...
I agree. Like, there's just so much other options.
Yes.
Yeah.
You'll be in Mexico too long.
No, exactly. Yeah.
So for drinks, they have the strawberry bubble milk tea, which is non-alcoholic, the dragon fruit lager, the Silk River hard lemonade with vodka, lavender coconut syrup, and lemonade, and the butterfly blue, which is a butterfly pea flowered infused cocktail with vodka, light rum, lychee syrup, and magic boba pearls.
Ooh, magic boba pearls.
Sounds very fancy.
And moving right along to the Refreshment Outpost Food Studio. No fun name here, but it's the booth located between the China and Germany pavilions. Here you're going to find the Artist Palette Jumbo Chocolate Chip Cookie, which is not a wonderful walk item, surprisingly. And for drinks, you're going to have the Parish Brewing Company Blueberry Mochi Berliner Weiss, the Brewlander Liquid Art Pilsner, and the Ology Brewing Company Rainbow Colored Glasses Rainbow Sherbet Berliner. Yikes.
There's another mouthful.
Yeah, but rainbow-colored glasses, rainbow sherbet Berliner. Okay.
Yeah.
Having said that, I probably would try it.
Sure, why not? If you can say it, you might as well try it. You've done the effort.
Rainbow-colored glasses, rainbow sherbet
I think you probably
please.
just have to say rainbow and they'll
the
know
third
what you're
one on
talking
the
about.
list.
So over in the Germany pavilion at the Pastoral Palette Food Studio, you have the pork and white bean cassoulet with Regensburger sausage and crispy pork rinds, and that looks actually really, really good.
Agreed,
You
yep.
probably would try that one.
Agreed, yep.
And then they have the red wine braised beef short rib, yum, with parsnip puree, broccolini, baby tomatoes, and a balsamic glaze. I think that would be a delicious option as well.
Yep.
And then for sweets, the Black Forest cake, which is a chocolate mousse with morello cherries and chantilly cream.
Mm-hmm.
For beverages, they have from the Three Daughters Brewing, Rosé Hard Cider, the 81 Bay Brewing Company Rosé Blonde Ale, and a Frozen Rosé, a Marietta Old Vine Rosé. And you can get all of these in what they are calling a play on Rosé flight.
Yeah, exactly. And next door at the Italy Pavilion is the L'Arte di Mangiare Food Studio. This year they have the Tricolore, which is cheese-filled ravioloni with pomodoro, cream, and pesto sauces. The sauces together are red, white, and green, made to look like the Italian flag. They have the mozzarella frita, which is a flash-dried, breaded fresh mozzarella like piece essentially, and it's on an artist palette plate with like the condiments that are all around. So essentially picture like a palette with the cheese in the middle, and then the plate is a bunch of dimples with the sauces that surround
That's
the
a
cheese.
fun presentation.
Yeah, the presentation is really fun.
Yeah.
And for dessert, they'll have the hazelnut s'more cannoli, which is a cannoli shell dipped in chocolate and graham cracker, chocolate hazelnut cannoli cream, and toasted marshmallows. For beverages, they have the Peroni Pilsner, Prosecco, Moscato, Chianti, red sangria, and an Italian-inspired margarita made with tequila, triple sec, and Fabrizia Limoncello, and the Mela Spritz cocktail made with apple schnapps, Prosecco, and sparkling water.
And at the top of the World Showcase in the American Adventure Pavilion is the Artist Table Food Studio. The menu items here are the Deviled Egg Trio, which are pimento cheese, green goddess, and the BLT. The chicken pot pie with smoked cheddar Mornay sauce, roasted vegetables, pickled mushrooms, wasabi peas, and the sherry chicken jus served open-faced on flaky pie crust. And then for dessert, they have the hummingbird cake, which is a banana and pecan cake dipped in cream cheese icing with caramel sauce and warm pineapple compote. That looks and sounds delicious. I know you'll probably try that
100%.
one.
That would be definitely top
That's
of
up
my
your
list
alley.
for sure. Yep.
For beverages, the Wicked Weed Brewing Pineapple Daydream IPA, Swamp Head Brewery Neon Palette Lager, and the Lost Coast Brewery Peanut Butter Chocolate Milk Stout, and of course you can get these three in a flight. They also have the J Vineyards and Winery Pinot Gris.
Yeah, 100%. That peanut butter chocolate milk stout, I'm not a fan of like thick beers, but peanut butter chocolate, I'm kind of intrigued by that.
It's intriguing, I would agree, yep. And then the funnel cake stand will also have a festival exclusive treat, which is the cotton candy funnel cake topped with powdered sugar, vanilla ice cream, whipped cream, pink and purple sugar dusting, and cotton candy crunch. That's a little much for me.
Yeah, that sounds really, really sweet. And over at the Japan Pavilion at the Goshiki Food Studio, you're going to find the taiyaki, which is a crisp, flaky fish-shaped pastry filled with sweet red bean served with whipped topping and blueberry popping boba. The Wagyu bun, which is new for this year, and that's a steamed bun filled with American Wagyu beef served with Japanese karashi mustard sauce and violet shiso sauce.
I bet you that'd be good.
100%. And returning is the sushi donut, which is a donut-shaped sushi roll featuring salmon, tuna, shrimp, cucumber, and sesame seed over a decorated plate of wasabi aioli, sriracha aioli, and eel sauce. That looks really, really good. And the presentation is cute. It looks like a donut, like actually. And for drinks, they have the Okinawa lemonade made with lemonade mix and Shikuwasa citrus, which is non-alcoholic, and then the Yuzu IPA, the Masusaki served in a traditional personalized wooden cup, and the Junmai Daijingyo Sake Flight.
Over at the Morocco Pavilion is the Tangerine Cafe Flavors of the Medina Food Studio. Quick note that the name and offerings at this booth rarely change at all, but having said that, if you haven't tried them before, you need to because they are delicious and definitely worth trying. This is one of our favorite pavilions to stop at. We absolutely love it. So just know that you don't have to experience them during the festival because you pretty much can find these items year round. So that is actually really good. You know, if you're just trying to get all the festival stuff done, just remember, it will be there year-round. That's a really good note. So these are the grilled kebabs with the carrot chickpea salad and garlic aioli with chermoula chicken or Moroccan spiced lamb. And then they have the stone-baked Moroccan bread with assorted dips. delicious to die for. Get that.
Both really, really good. Yep.
Something that is new for the festival this year, though, and is on the Wonderful Walk, is the avocado coconut custard tart with pomegranate cream and a henna-inspired gelée veil, which looks very pretty and sounds delicious as well.
Yeah, agreed.
So for drinks, they have the chai tea mint fizz made with Twinings chai tea with Sprite and mint and is non-alcoholic. They also have the Parish Brewing Company mango mochi, the Recorder Lake Strawberry Lime Hard Cider, the Keel Farms Blueberry Lavender Hard Cider, and the Chai Tea Mint Mimosa made with Twinings Chai Tea with Key Lime Sparkling Wine and Mint.
Which is essentially a spiked version of that
first one. That's exactly. Right, yes.
And between the Morocco and France pavilions, you have the Vibrante and Vivido and Canto Cucina food studio. So they have the chorizo and potato empanada with turmeric aioli and anato aioli, which is actually on the Wonderful Walk, and it looks and sounds delicious. I'm probably going to be trying this one.
Yes, I think you would.
Yeah, 100%. And they're also going to have the spicy ajiaco soup with guajillo and arbol chili spice chicken, potato, avocado, corn, and creme fraiche. And for dessert, they have the passion fruit-filled mango cheesecake with coconut pineapple cake, dragon fruit gelée, and dragon fruit strawberry sauce. It does sound good, but there's just so much sweet stuff.
And it's too bad it had coconut. I hate coconut.
I don't mind coconut.
You don't mind it though, so you might like that. Yeah.
And then for beverages, they have the layered tropical berry smoothie with wild berry, pina colada mix, and strawberry. This is a non-alcoholic version, but you can get it spiked with rum if you wish. And they also have the Collective Arts Guava Dream Blonde Ale.
And over in the France Pavilion, which is another consistently popular booth with its offerings throughout the year, you'll find the L'Art de la Cuisine Française Food Studio. They're going to have a puff pastry with duck, chicken, onions, mushrooms, cranberries, and duck sauce. The crème de brie en petit pain, which is a warm and creamy brie in a house-made bread bowl. And then for a sweet treat, they have the escargot en chocolat. I wouldn't usually ever think that name was sweet, but hear us out.
But it's like a chocolate escargot.
I figured,
like it's
yes.
The shape. Yeah, okay, you get it.
Which is a chocolate mousse flourless cake, citrus coulis, almond chocolate coating, and then a dark chocolate decoration. And it looks very, very pretty.
I'm more than likely going to be trying this one. And again, like just to be clear, the escargot in the name is because it's like a chocolate shape like an escargot. There's not actually escargot in it.
Wouldn't that be interesting?
Yeah, exactly.
So then for the beverages, they have the frozen French martini made with Grey Goose vodka, Chambord liqueur, pineapple, orange, and grape juices with lemon lime foam. Then they have the elderflower liqueur spritz cocktail made with a Saint Germain liqueur, sparkling wine, and mint, as well as a sparkling wine and Pinot Noir.
Yep. And down to the Canada Pavilion, you have the Gourmet Landscapes Food Studio. So they're going to have the citrus braised beet tartare with golden beet egg yolk, mustard vinaigrette, pickled mustard seeds, pickled mushrooms, spiced pistachios, and feta snow to garnish. This is on the Wonderful Walk of Colorful Cuisine. And I don't know about this one. Not sure it's going to be one of the items that I actually try. But they also have the wild mushroom risotto with aged Parmesan, truffle shavings, and Zinfandel reduction, which does look and sound delicious. Not on the Wonderful Walk, but I might actually try this one.
I would say so. That sounds amazing.
100%. And for drinks, they have the Hold Hog Brewery Raspberry Charade Double Radler, the Schlumberger Cuvée Clim Brut, the Meeker Winemaker's Handprint Merlot, and the frozen Scotch cocktail made with Scotch and herbal tea, garnished with a chocolate nail. Over at the Refreshment Port Food Studio, which is near the entrance to the Canadian Pavilion, you're going to have the festival-themed poutine, which will be the Caprice poutine with Tuscan spiced French fries, confit tomatoes, slivered garlic, mozzarella pearls, basil pesto, shaved pecorino, and balsamic glaze. You know, I'm a very just straight up good old standard poutine person.
It's funny that that's what we're known for, though, too, in Canada, is just our poutine.
Our poutine, yeah. And like, it's like anything else, right? It's a stereotype. Yeah. Do we actually eat poutine? Like almost never.
Hardly ever.
But when we do eat poutine, I prefer just like the standard.
With
like just
huge cheese, curd chunks.
Yeah.
A good gravy and a good fry.
Yeah, just standard. Fries, gravy, cheese. Just keep it simple.
That's all I want.
Exactly.
Nothing fancy.
And then for drinks, they have the Artist Palette Jumbo Chocolate Cookie, just like they do at the Refreshment Port.
That's right.
Yeah. And then they also have the 81 Bay Brewing Company Italian Pilsner for drink and the Boyd and Blair Blood Orange Cosmo. And
then over near Port of Entry, which is one of the merchandise locations when you first walk up to the World Showcase from the main entrance, still in that same area here, not far from the Canada Pavilion, you're going to find the Deco Delights Food Studio. So quick reminder that this is also the redemption location for your completed Wonderful Walk of Colorful Cuisine passport this year. On their menu, they're going to have the almond frangipane cake layered with raspberry jam and Belgian chocolate, which is a Wonderful Walk item.
Yep.
And then for beverages, they have the Three Daughters Brewing Vanilla Bean Ice Cream Beer, the Keel Farm Strawberry Shortcake Hard Cider, Left Hand Brewing Company Milk Stout with coconut, and you can get these all, as you know, on a flight.
Yeah, and I think I will get this flight. It does. They sound interesting.
That's probably the most unique flight that I've seen so far on the list.
Agreed.
Yeah. And then they also have a Boyd and Blair Espresso Martini.
Yep. And nearby, still in the same area, is the Swirled Showcase Food Studio. And they're going to have the bubblegum soft serve in a cone, Dole Whip lemon, lime or strawberry in a cone, the Imagination cone, which will be bubblegum soft serve in a lavender cone, Sparks of Imagination, and white chocolate wings, and the Candy Trio Flight, which are Dole Whip strawberry with Starburst minis, fruit chews, Dole Whip lemon with Skittles Pop Freeze dried candy, and Dole Whip lime with chili lime seasoning and Lifesavers gummies. Very, very sweet flight.
That's like heavy on the kids there. Like kids would love that.
Yeah, 100%. They're also going to have the liquid nitrogen mini cake topped with berry sponge cake, white chocolate ganache, and colorful splats, which again, it looks super cute.
You might have to just grab one for the look of it.
Yeah, exactly. And take a photo and put it up on my socials.
Yeah, exactly. So still near the port of entry, this area is really dense when it comes to food booths, by the way, just so you know.
Yeah.
So if you are looking at the map and your location at Epcot with World Showcase at the top and then the front of the park at the bottom, there is a walkway to the right of the main walkway that leads from the front of the park to the World Showcase, and you have about a handful of booths in this very small area that line the walkway and the area just outside the entrance of the Canada Pavilion.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so when you're facing the World Showcase to the right is what Lucy's saying, basically. To the left of the Imagination Pavilion, like in recent years, those booths in this area have just sprouted. There's like probably like 6 or 7 booths all in like this little concentrated.
They're all there right next to each other. Yeah,
exactly.
So either way, you will also have the Pop Eats Food Studio here, and they will be serving the tomato soup with grilled cheese. And they will also have a tomato soup with pimento cheese, bacon, and a fried green tomato grilled cheese as well.
Yeah, I'm not a huge grilled cheese guy, but this sounds amazing.
It does sound amazing. And for drinks, they have the Brooklyn Brewery Pulp Art Hazy IPA and the Blue Spectrum cocktail made with boba pearls.
And last but certainly not least, the Joffrey's locations throughout the park will have a festival exclusive offering, which will be the Color Craze Latte and Donut. So the latte is made with espresso, Swiss chocolate syrup, dark chocolate sauce, and milk topped with a full-blown frosted donut.
Wow.
It's going to have whipped cream on top of that and M&M's milk chocolate minis.
Whew.
You can also get a spirited version of this with Kahlua coffee liqueur. As you can see, like any of the other festivals, there are a ton of food and snack options to try, which is a great way to add a fun element to your park day. So more broadly, and we've said this before whenever we talk about the Epcot festivals, what's great about them is that you take part only in as little or as much as you want. So if you just want to go to Epcot, do a few rides like Guardians, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, and Frozen and call it a day, that's totally fine. You don't have to take part in any of it. And beyond seeing some of the festival decorations and merch in the stores, it won't impact your day at all. But if you do want to take part in some of the offerings, like, making your mark on the large mural or catching some of the artists making live paintings or chalk art or checking out one of the Broadway performers, it really just adds some fun to your Epcot day. And we say, why not? It's going on anyways, right? So you might as well take advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we've said before, we're at a point now where, of course, we still love some of the rides in this park. We won't go to Epcot without riding Guardians of the Galaxy as many times as possible. It's our favorite ride. But when that 11 o'clock hour hits, we like to start grazing at the food booths, getting our festival passport stamps, maybe catching some of the exclusive experiences or entertainment going on. It just adds to the overall experience, and we're totally here for it.
Yeah, agreed. Couldn't agree more, actually. So with that said, thank you for joining us today to talk Festival of the Arts. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss any future episodes. And as always, if you could leave us a rating and review, it would be greatly appreciated. If you choose to do so, you can leave it right on Apple Podcasts. And for Spotify, you can leave a rating.
You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok at Let's Go.to-Disney, as well as on our Facebook page, Let's Go to Disney. We share some helpful reels here as well as some fun ones. The link tree in the show notes will take you to all of our socials.
Have a great day, and we'll see you real soon.